I would now like to introduce our student speaker, Aaliyah Imani-Grace King. It sounds like they might not know who you are, so I'm going to tell them a little bit. That's okay. Imani-Grace is a Communication Studies and Politics and International Affairs major from Greenville. She was inducted into the Honor Society of both majors and is graduating with honors. Her strong classroom performance in communication studies and the use of her voice to support, empower, and uplift others garnered her the department's Endo Medal for excellence in rhetoric and oratory. Most recently, Imani-Grace was notified that her co-authored paper, Framing the Vote, a comparative content analysis of election coverage in the United States and Brazil, has been selected for presentation at the International Association for Media and Communication Research in Brazil in July. Imani-Grace's accomplishments extend to outside the classroom as well. She has held 2 coveted internships, one with South Carolina Educational Television in Columbia, and the other with the Shy Center for Sustainability, a project she developed on social and environmental justice. While an intern for the Shy Center, she was named a Millennium Fellow by the United Nations Academic Impact Network. In addition, Imani-Grace was a member of the Riley Advance Team, a member of the student advisory boards for both of her majors, and a lead student consultant for the Writing and Media Lab. After graduation, Imani-Grace plans to work at DFS Creative Concepts, a marketing and PR agency in downtown Greenville. Please welcome Imani-Grace King.
Thank you, President Davis. As a Communication Studies and Politics and International Affairs double major, I haven't had a lot of opportunities to take classes outside of my disciplines. But this last semester of college, I was finally able to. While looking through the course catalog, I had a brilliant epiphany. I thought, I am a human who is developing. I should take human development. I know, it's like so insightful. There are many aspects of this course that struck me. For example, I like that we started off just talking about the act of aging. So before I knew it, I was examining myself for gray hairs while reading the Magic School Bus to 3rd graders for my required fieldwork. However, in my opinion, the most thought-provoking element of this course was its simple definition. Human development is defined as the study of how humans both change and remain the same over time. And if we think about it, that is reflected in our journey here at Furman. There are things about us that are the same as when we were freshmen, but there are aspects about us that are profoundly different as graduating seniors. I think our families, friends, coaches, and professors can attest to this change. In the course, we discuss domains of development, and I would like to focus on 3 areas where we've grown while at Furman. The first is physical. We learned, usually the hard way, that we cannot eat Einstein's pizza bagels at 1 a.m. and wonder why we are sluggish and tired the next day for 8:30 class. Or in my experience, I learned that just because I hang out with student athletes does not mean I should eat like I too had a 3-hour practice that day. Or all the plans to go to the Furman gym and we never did, and our idea of physical fitness was running to class in hopes of not being late. This does not apply to our valiant student athletes, however, who had to face the unnerving choice of eating, sleeping, or studying, but like you could never choose all 3. That's tough. But then we took the mandatory health and wellness class and had an existential crisis about our unhealthy habits. We then developed a normal sleep schedule, and we ate foods that were naturally green, and we valued the idea of exercise and self-care. The second domain is emotional. As underclassmen, or like every year at Furman, we cried in the basement of the library from stress. I must admit, we kind of resented our professors because we were sure that there was a conspiracy among them. Because, like, how else could you explain papers, projects, and tests all in the same week? I don't know. But as we grew, we managed stress differently, like with a walk around the mall or just driving around the Furman Lake with music, or simply with a tub of ice cream and a good friend. We found out our professors are, too, actually human. They became our mentors and confidants, and they guided us as we developed our narratives of self. We've gotten so close with some of our professors that we are genuinely considering adding them on Facebook, and I think that's huge. But most importantly, we found our people. We now found people we love and trust so much that if someone asked, if your friend jumps off of a bridge, would you? We're like, how high's the bridge? I don't know. We developed a network to support and encourage us during times of sheer joy and endless laughter, as well as times of unforeseen hardship and pain. We've developed these emotional bonds through our teams, organizations, and classes, and met groups of people that had we not met them, our lives would be radically different. The last domain is cognitive. These past 4 years, our minds have been stretching and expanding through rigor and intensive thinking. We now know the difference between information and knowledge. And here at Furman, we've mastered the game of who can out-complain their neighbor about how much work you haven't done or have done. We've discovered that engaged learning outside of the classroom is amazing. We've had unforgettable study away experiences in New Zealand and Ghana and Japan and Brussels. And we've enjoyed the immersive internships in cities like New York and Washington, D.C. that the Furman Advantage promised us. There are people in this graduating class who literally did research with NASA, and I find that hard to wrap my head around. We have developed intellectually and culturally, and we are so positively changed from it. Furman, you have sparked in us a curiosity about the world. We, class of 2019, have encouraged each other, challenged each other, and we learned and grew together. I want to thank all of you for your support and extend a thank you to everyone who supported us through this beautiful journey. Grandparents, parents, siblings, coaches, faculty, and of course, my fellow classmates. I would like to close with the best piece of advice I've ever received from a Furman professor, who just so happens to be my mom. Dr. Cynthia King once said, "Always be kind, always be curious, and always believe that you have the power to be extraordinary." Thank you. Congrats, class of 2018.
What a great word. Thank you, Imani-Grace.